Hello everyone, my name is Natalie Ledwell and this is The Inspiration Show. Today on the show we're going to be talking about love and how to infuse love in what you do in your business and how you live your life. And to help me talk about this amazing subject, please welcome my friend Mr. Ken Krell. How are you, Ken?
Natalie, I'm thrilled to be here. I'm so excited, and love is that best four-letter word in the world, isn't it?
Isn't it? I know, it's amazing. Now, your company is called TotalPreneur, which we want to get into what that means and what that is. And I know that you have a very clear way of how you like to create a lifestyle for yourself, but through your business. So we're going to talk a little bit about that as well. But before we do that, why don't we start with your story and your background?
Sure. Well, I began my whole business career, actually when I was 16 years old. I sold tape copies of old radio shows. I was always an entrepreneur at heart, always wanted to create something that was positive. And that's kind of gone with me my entire life. The big lessons along the way that kind of got me to where I am today was all sorts of really great failures. I mean, I'm like the king of failure, made a lot of great, really big mistakes, and had my first bankruptcy. There were two. Had my first bankruptcy at the age of 23, 24 years old, and that tempered me. And I say that now in terms of this conversation because I don't usually start off by saying, "Hey, guess what I just did years ago?" Because what I discovered is talking to people, when they hear my story or see me today, they don't recognize where I came from. And since this is the Inspiration Show, I want everyone to understand that we all have our stories and our hero's journey, right? So from surviving through bankruptcy, I invested in real estate and bought lots of properties, made a lot of money in real estate, buying, fixing up, adding value, and reselling them. And then when the market turned to to challenges a few years back, everything I built I lost, and we had a lot built up. I mean, millions upon millions of dollars, and it was a disaster. With that, I had to reboot and restart, and I moved to Thailand, and which is where I currently live, although we're doing this while I'm back in the States. And in any event, we created the Institute for Totalpreneurship to help entrepreneurs become totalpreneurs. Because what I learned after losing everything economically was I gained everything in terms of having my life back. And so I wasn't trying to raise money to pay for the mortgage or pay for the Lexus or pay for all the trappings of wealth. Now, having no money, I could travel, I could have fun, I could visit ancient temples. All the things I would have done upon retirement, I was able to do having had giant failure. Isn't that weird? So looking at helping entrepreneurs where they began businesses dreaming of having the lifestyle, but end up creating bigger jobs with more risk and more hassle, I decided let's give people the way to make that whole entrepreneurial journey less risky, more fun, and give them really what they want. So it's really a combination of teaching people and helping people build their businesses, but also building lifestyle and fun into it so that it's completely enjoyable, and hence Totalpreneur.
Yeah, absolutely. And see, that's the thing. 2008 was such like a reset for a lot of people. I mean, 2008, I remember the week that the economic crisis hit the planet was the week that we launched My Movies to the world. And despite all the challenges that we faced around that, that was really the foundation that set us up for what we've built today.
And it was the perfect time for you, Natalie. I mean, when I bought My Movies 1.0, and it was the perfect time because when the crap was hitting the fan, we needed that. We needed something to get us through. And I remember sitting in Fort Lauderdale at my friend's house because I was homeless at that point, literally, and I was building my movie at his dining room table. So I mean that got me through. So it was the perfect time for you to start.
Yeah. So, and I love how you are now empowering people with this new paradigm of doing business. So there's a couple of questions I want to ask you. First of all, now knowing what you've been through, what's your definition of wealth or success?
What's a great question. Wealth for me has always been more than just money. It's been the whole journey. It's been the whole package. It's really about being happy, because happiness relates to your health, your family, your relationships, and the money part that funds it all. So to me, wealth is truly all about the whole package of enjoying every moment of every day.
Right. And so how do you propose people approach business differently, as a result of the experience that you've had?
You know, I think at the end of the day, it comes down to doing what resonates inside here. Because at the end of the day, if you don't know the why, then you're running blind. And so one of the things that we teach is to get straight to that why, to really understand and begin where the end is. and focus on that. Where do you want your customer to end up? Where do you want you to end up? And how does that match? So that and we always have all new things that come to us. You and I both, we've talked about this before, Natalie. It's like we got to say no to this stuff because it doesn't resonate with what we really want, and it takes us away from the journey. Entrepreneurs need to do that because we get all the bright, shiny objects thrown at us. Here's the new deal. Here's this. Here's that. Once we know what the why is, we can say an elegant no thank you, and then be clear about what we're going to go to. And that's what's been beautiful for me. It's now when I'm staying up late or getting up super early to do stuff for the business, I do it because I want to do it, and I do it because I'm in a state of joy because I know what it's creating, rather than all the madness. So to me, it's really a matter of keeping that focus and really clear as to what you're all about. Not just knowing who you are, but also knowing who you are not. It's really important.
Yeah. So what do you think's been the biggest shift that you've personally made on how you approach business now?
Great question. For me, I focus now on my customer, period. And if I focus on my customer more than anything else, I know everything else will fall in place. And that's been a big shift for me. It was always selfish. It was always, how do I serve me as opposed to how do I serve my customer? I'd find something that would make me money and I would sell it. Now I look at how can I better serve my client, my customer, and give them what they need, not even what they think they want, but what they need. Sometimes we dress it up to put sugar on the medicine, right? But that's where I come from now. It's a completely different position. And for instance, as we're creating World Love Week, for example, it's about the experience that we're offering people. I'm not worried about the money because I know the money will come. And it's a different place. If you know the money is inevitable based upon the business plan and that all you do is serve, what comes out of it is gigantic. And people are attracted to me now more than ever before because that's clearly through my whole cellular being. And that was a big shift, a big, big shift.
Yeah, it's amazing that when you're authentic in how you show up, and that your focus is always on serving and on your customer, it's incredible how things actually show up. And our My Movie Story is a perfect example of that. So I know we just talked about World Love Week. So let's talk a little bit about that, because what you're really highlighting here is how to infuse love into business. So how do we do that?
Yeah, it's at the end of the day, it's interesting. You talk about love. And people suddenly go, oh, he's going to get airy-fairy on me. Oh, boy, let's hold hands and sing Kumbaya. But love in business is really, to me, defined by taking care of your client or your customer or your employees or staff or collaborators. It's by doing the right thing. Love means a lot of different things. And at the end of the day, to me, it's doing the right thing. For example, CVS pharmacies. When they took the cigarettes out of CVS pharmacies in the United States, that was genius. I mean, should a pharmacy be selling things that will kill you? I mean, come on. So when they took it out, they made a statement that said, we're consistent now with our message. We're a health company. That's love. Starbucks. I was reading recently that in the company-owned Starbucks that are out there, they use round tables for people to sit at rather than square tables, because at round tables, if you're by yourself, you don't feel lonely. You don't feel like you're a loser. You're there and you're cool. Things like that where people think about you. Enterprise car rental, for example. When you return a rental car, and I love this company, because when you return a rental car, they actually look at you right in the eye and they say, how can we do better for you next time? And they mean it. It's remarkable. When you start acting like you really care about your customer, and not acting, but you truly show it, things happen amazingly in your business. Costco stores, Trader Joe's are another examples of companies that really provide that experience. So for me, that's the concept of love. Being fair. If someone buys something and overpays, tell them and make it right. Serve them. It doesn't mean rolling over. If someone's not being fair to you, it means standing up for yourself and saying, time out, wait a minute, let's be fair here. Come on. And we do that too. When people come in with like support tickets and they try to pull the wool over our eyes, I'm really clear about it. I'll write back and say, time out, this is not the real deal here. And they inevitably say, you're right, I apologize. So being loving doesn't mean like taking back the car tire to your store where you don't sell tires like Nordstrom's is known for doing. It's really about being real and being in that experience, and that's where you get respect. And that's where you respect yourself too, which is super important because it all comes from here. So that's my concept of love, and that's why we created World Love Week, to help inspire people to add that component to their businesses. And Natalie, it relates so clearly to you and to what you teach, because you can't, in my view, you can't get out there and be real unless you know what real is, unless you master the inner game and master your health and master all the things that make you who you are. So we put together a collection of some amazing speakers, including someone named Natalie Ledwell. I found her somewhere. You know, we want to infuse you when you come to the event, and it's a virtual event and it's free, which makes it even better for everybody. We want to infuse you with the tools and techniques and strategies and systems to inspire you to be the best you, so that you can serve people the best way you can. And we're building support systems in, and we're really making it super, super cool. It's a big event, and we couldn't be more excited about it.
Yeah, and I know that with the event, like, there's not a lot of selling. There's not, you know, it's free. What you're doing is really creating a big fat ball of love. Yep. for entrepreneurs and for budding entrepreneurs to come and get the inspiration and the motivation and information they need to be able to set up like a mission-based business.
Yep, exactly. I mean, let's face it, we're business. Free always means there'll be somewhere along the line you can always buy something. But we're not about pushing people into, you've got to have this. There'll be recording packages, of course, because people want to watch in the future. But we're not playing megaphone marketing. That's not who we are. You know, it's and that's the way you should run your business. Run it as service. Here's the things you can have. If you like them, great. If you don't, next. We want to make it that easy, and we've carefully chosen our faculty. In fact, what's so cool, Natalie, is that most of our faculty has selected itself. We've asked people to come on board, people that we know, like, and trust, and then they've said, this would be great for someone else. Can I invite them? And that's how it's grown. It's really been cool. Wouldn't it be cool for you to have a business where your customers have that same attitude and invite their friends and relatives and so on to come work with you and be your clients? That's the idea about creating raving evangelists. And when people say, you know, come to Costco or let's go to Trader Joe's or whatever, it's because of that relationship and that experience. I want you to be able to infuse your business with that. Same thing with employees. Mind Valley out of Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. They've got this incredible office that they built and a great experience where they get people coming from all over the world to move to Malaysia to work for them. Why? Because they love their people and they take care of them. Same idea is what I want you to be able to do in your business all the way through. You know, Natalie and I are doing this because we're having fun together, and it's great. And she has an amazing relationship with the people she works with. When I told people I was doing this with you today, Natalie, like, oh, I love Natalie. You know, that's what you want to build in your business. You want to be able to have that so that when the phone rings, you're not afraid. You're like excited instead.
Yeah, absolutely. I know, and I'm so excited to be part of this project, and hence why we're doing the show and getting the word out. So for all you guys that are interested in getting involved with World Love Week, if you click on the banner to the side here if you're watching this video online, or the banner underneath this video if you're watching this show on the app, it'll take you straight through to the website so you can find out everything that you need to find out about World Love Week, how you can register for this amazing event, and get all the lovely juiciness that's going to be shared throughout the week. So, Ken, I just want to thank you so much for joining me today, and thank you for putting this whole thing together, because I think this is a message that's time has come, and that people really are thirsty for this kind of information. So, thank you so much for that.
Oh, thanks, Natalie. It's been a pleasure. It's so exciting, and you're right. This went by like this. I'm just getting warmed up. So, yeah. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, guys, I encourage you to share this video, and you can do that by clicking the Facebook and the Twitter share buttons on this page. And also make sure that you leave your email in the box on this page as well, so I can send you the Manifesting with a Masters video e-course. It's valued at $87, and I'd love to send it to you for free. And don't forget to click on the banners so that you can go through to Ken's site to find out all about World Love Week. So until next time, remember to live large, choose courageously, and love without limits. We'll see you soon.